Welcome to the Northern Powerhouse interview series, where we're unashamedly spreading good news by interviewing Northern businesses and their successes during the pandemic. Subscribe to be notified of new interviews or click the link in the description to take part if you'd like to be interviewed yourself in a future episode.
Good morning. Welcome to Northern Powerhouse Business Success Stories. So we have Christine Boothroyd, who is the founder of Leeds' first service departments, the Chambers, with us this morning. So hi Christine, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. Can I just start off by asking you to introduce yourself to us and tell us a little bit more about what you guys do and a little bit more about your business and how you help your clients?
Well, the Chambers started about 20 years ago when I realised there was a bit of a gap in the market between short-term lets, long-term lets and hotels. I thought, something that straddled the two. So I started with just one development of 34 apartments, and we furnished them to the nth degree, right down to the last teaspoon garlic press, so that you could actually stay there. But you could stay for as short as 2 or 3 nights or 2 or 3 years. That developed and went well. I thought I might retire, and then we bought another. and this has been really my passion for the last 20 years. So we are probably the best kept secret in Leeds because we don't advertise. It's got a feeling, the Chambers Park Place has got more of a feeling of a gentleman's club because we get lots of people who need to have a discreet place to stay, barristers, actors, people who need that apartment, a concierge service, but also not anybody can walk in through the front door.
Yeah.
Other than the Amazon man. And we do have a brilliant team working at the Chambers who will do almost anything. I mean, we could write a book about the requests that we've had and that we've fulfilled. And we've been doing it now for long enough that I feel that we're quite professional. We have a massive back team with our own servicing staff. So we can almost fulfill anything that a Bollywood actor can throw at us.
Wow.
I've met loads of people that have become friends. We get a lot of repeat custom. And we've been doing it for long enough that people come back and they're like long lost friends. So that's really the best part of our service, I think.
Brilliant. And you guys, you're a luxury service, aren't you? You really sort of strive to go the extra mile for your clients.
We try and undersell it so that when people arrive, they have a quiet confidence when they arrive in the reception, and then when they go to their room, they have a feeling that they've arrived. And we always ask, we're very confident to ask people when they come down to go out of the front door, they've settled in, how is everything? Because we're not afraid to, if there was a problem, to solve it for them. So, we get lots of really good feedback saying, wow, I love it. In fact, we've done it so that we've done each apartment out so that I often sit in an apartment and think, how can I better it? We've got a constant refurbishment going on with our own little team of refurbers, electricians, joiners, that type of thing. So we've got the backup. We never have downtime with an appliance failure. I spend my life buying appliances and stocking them up just in case. So yeah, we like to think that we've got it right, but we're open to suggestions should anybody want to give us any suggestions to be better and just to be ahead of the game.
Brilliant. So So I guess it would be really easy for people to make assumptions in terms of how the last year and how COVID may have affected a business like yours. But it seems that that you really sort of use the opportunity to move forward and to sort of grab hold of it with both hands. So can you tell us a little bit about how COVID has affected your business and what you guys have been doing over the last year?
So obviously it was extremely challenging when we knew we had to look at ways of making our business work. We had 25 staff that were only going to be servicing, I think we had 6 people locked down with us, six clients, because everybody just literally left and there was a mass exodus. And so we had to think. I actually went home thinking this is curtains for hospitality generally. But I think thinking outside the box and saying, well, what will this pandemic need? And that's medical staff. So I put a tweet out. I think I went on Facebook, used social media to say, look, if anybody needs accommodation for whatever reason, as long as they're within the guidelines, we're going to do contactless check-ins. And out of the blue, we got a call from an amazing lady, Cat Worldwide, who were looking after the NHS and making sure that the doctors and nurses who were working within COVID wards were able to shield from their family and their children and their parents. So basically, we had lots of young nurses, doctors, and military who were building the Nightingale wing. Yeah. So it worked out. It worked out. We didn't fill up fully. No, we can't say we managed to make it work. We furloughed a few staff, and hopefully we've got the means to go on now. And then, we were lucky. We were lucky. I actually worked 24/7. The calls were all diverted to me. And I think had you not had that kind of person that would be willing to answer the phone while you're cooking, it might have been a different story. But we were getting calls at Sunday night. Can we check in now? I was servicing apartments, because we'd furloughed all our cleaners at that point. And I needed to get people in there. So I was doing a bit of servicing. I mean, I'm not adverse to hands-on work anyway, and I think that's why we worked so well as a team. And then slowly but surely we could get our infantry back. Yeah. And we've not. It's not been normal. All the things that you've got, the hoops you've got to go through, and are we allowed to do this? Are we allowed to do that? But I've actually looked for a way through rather than just gone with the norm. So nobody can stay with us at this moment in time unless they are on the list of things that they are allowed to stay away from home for. So we've managed not to fall into the pitfalls of just believing every story. Yeah. People we do ask them. We don't ask them for proof, but we ask them just to say they are keeping within the guidelines. Yeah. And it works. It works. People are working away, and we've got barristers. We've had 2 film productions go ahead where they had to lock down for 2 weeks. People were coming in from America, and they needed to do the 2-week lockdown before they start on the film.
Yeah.
That was interesting. We've had the BBC have used us, and the other media. So we're a bit of a media hangout.
Sounds like it.
We're not allowed to hang out in the bar, which is disappointing. You've got to go down with a mask in the common areas and help yourself to a bottle of wine. But still, there's some interesting exchanges. We've got a nice little coffee area and a fire and a TV, just in case you want a change of scenery.
Yeah.
Because if you imagine being 24/7 in an apartment, whether it's a fully equipped apartment or not, you need to have that space to be able to walk into our, green courtyard. We've got an outside area, which is lovely. And we've got 20 apartments with balconies. So they can sit out on the balcony and have some exchanges there. That's nice.
Lovely, lovely. So, I mean, how have you? I mean, you're so personable, and you guys have, such brilliant relationships. Clearly, with your clients, you get a lot of people that come back to you. So, how have you and all of the team adapted to, this new way of working? Contactless check-ins and and social distancing within within the chambers. How have you all adapted to it?
Well, we split ourselves into 2 teams so that we're a bit of a tag team. The night staff, there's just one member of staff on each night, and never the twain shall meet.
Okay.
So should anybody have gone down with COVID, we always had that other team that could pick up the slack. So what we've done is we've gone down to a skeleton of 2 in and 2 out, and it works. I'm the floater, so I'm there. Should it all go badly wrong, which it won't do, I've had the jab. Had to take a day off afterwards. It's a little bit of a kind of hit by a bus day, but I'm fine. That was on Sunday. I had the jab. So I was like, yippee, on my way. But yeah, the constraints that we've worked within, they've been challenging. Wiping down constantly, having an area where you've got dirty pens and clean pens and paperwork where they take it away from the desk. Handing masks out to people who are not wearing them.
Yeah.
You do get a little, but you know what? I'm amazed at how many people have conformed, and it's surreal when you see people walk in and they automatically know to distance themselves.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. I've never had to have a word and say, back off. Obviously, I do it in a really nice way. I'd probably back off rather than.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, we've as a nation, I really feel that yes, there are a few people that are non-conformists, but I think we've done amazingly well. I mean, we've queued outside of supermarkets. Yeah. Everybody, I think there's a great spirit out there, and I feel as though we're only going to be improved by this time of reflection and time when you clear your drawers out.
It is. I think when you stop and take a step back and look at how we've all adapted and how our kids have adapted, it is amazing, and there is almost a sense of camaraderie in the most bizarre of places, like standing outside a supermarket, and that feeling that you get from everybody. It's we've certainly adapted.
I've noticed it on the roads as well. I don't know whether you've noticed it, that people are very much more caring. They let you out at I think perhaps a smile is good, but people are looking for positivity and goodwill. We've seen people going. I mean, we have a lovely couple that park with us and use trolleys to go out and help the homeless, and they park with us over a weekend, so they can use it as a forays coming backwards and forwards with stuff that they've collected to hand out to the homeless. To me, there's a great spirit of, yes, we've got Brexit and it is challenging, but there is help out there for businesses. We just need to see the positives, and they are there.
Absolutely. I mean, tell us about some of the positives for you guys, because there is such a lot of doom and gloom out there, and we love spreading the positivity. We love to be able to speak to people like you who have seen wins. So can you tell us about some of the wins that you guys have seen, some of the real positives that you can take away from the last year?
Well, I think just generally the feeling that, yes, somebody has got somewhere to stay should they be in dire straits at home. We've got a lady that moved in, her ceiling had fallen through, and normally probably the insurance companies would put them up in a hotel for a matter of weeks, but just to know that they have a home and they can settle in and get back to their normal and go back and see the wreck. We've got people who've had fires. Obviously, you ask them not to use candles.
Yeah.
But yes, we've had lots of people that have stayed with us due to the fact that they've come over to see their grandchildren for the first time, and they need to lock down somewhere. So they're staying with us until they've had their 3 positive tests. The positivity is just palpable, really.
Brilliant. So, I mean, if you could go back a year, knowing what you know now, do you think there is anything that you would have done differently, or you may have done sooner?
Not really, because I think that having kind of decided that we would reduce our rates for specifics like medical staff, once we decided that we were going to try and make it work, even though we would only break even, I knew that once the leisure came back, even just after the first lockdown, people are going to be looking for somewhere special. I mean, we've had nurses that have stayed with us in the first lockdown. They've come back with their partners to have a weekend in the Chambers, just so that they can actually enjoy it when the shops are open and when the restaurants are open. So it's opened the doors for people that probably wouldn't have stayed with us to realise that you've got a luxury product. It's worth paying that little bit more, but it's not just a hotel room. Lots of people that come for one night say, well, my only regret is that I wasn't staying for 2 because I could have done more. At the moment, people are working. So we provide whatever they need to work. So, all our desks are out, desks in front of windows to keep them connected with the out. They've got, not all our apartments have a fabulous view like the one I've got here, which is of the town hall.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
Which is amazing. But they can connect, and we're there on reception. In fact, we speak to everybody as they're walking through, because we feel that people need that bit of a connection. So yeah, I think we've done everything we could have possibly done. The leisure came back and it was wonderful for a short period. I listen to my staff, and my staff tell me that, why don't we try this? I mean, I've tried to I've tried to mentor them into thinking like me. What would you do in this situation? And they come up with some amazing brainstorming ideas that we've implemented, because I think as a business owner, you've got to listen to your staff, and you've got to talk to them and find out what would enhance the business. Absolutely. And enhance their lives, make them not accountable, but make them feel as though they're part of a family.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're all about.
Yeah, I mean, and that's that's such a key element of leadership, isn't it? Is really working collaboratively with the team and giving them those opportunities to influence the way things might go and the direction of travel. And I mean, how for you as a leader throughout this time where, you know, it was an incredible scary time to work in hospitality, and, you know, for your guys, there must have been so much worry and anxiety and anguish. So for you as a leader, how have you had to sort of adapt and rally around? You know, how's your leadership style kind of adapted, I guess, to support the team?
Well, my leadership style is probably, and my girls would say it's hands-on. They keep trying to take jobs from me because, well, I'll do that. And I've got that kind of can-do attitude where if I see it, I do it. I'm possibly I am a good delegator, but I like to show them that I could do it as well.
Yeah.
So my leadership, well, actually, I was too busy in the first place to even analyse how I'd change, because it was very hands-on. It was me doing a lot. But as we've gone, I think you go in phases. You realise you can't keep up that momentum in COVID times of being there 24/7, being answerable. The girls have got to kind of step up and say to you, take a break. And my girls do that. They give me permission to take my foot off the pedal and stay at home.
Yeah.
Occasionally I do that. But, you know, I feel as though we're not through it completely yet. I think we've got probably another, well, at Christmas I was saying we've probably got the worst 3 months, and that was a good forecast.
Yeah.
We have been through the worst time because our leisure trade has just literally dropped off a cliff. We cannot take leisure. We cannot take the people who are coming to enjoy themselves. So we just got to make the people that are working and staying with us, make it as enjoyable as possible. So the honesty bar's done well. Yeah, the honesty bar has been successful. But yeah, as a leader, all I can do is just support our hard-working staff, because when you're working with a skeleton staff in order to keep us all safe, there are jobs that need to be done in a firefighting manner. So maybe, you know, just support them.
Yeah,
really.
Absolutely. So what are you looking forward to the most, you know, as we enter into the new normal? What are you looking forward to the most?
Not having to cook, just going out for dinner, having a glass of wine, you know, even if it's in a garden.
Yeah.
I just crave social company. When we're through it and we're out the other end, I just want to hug my staff.
Yeah.
I tell them verbally how much they're appreciated, but you can't, you know, I mean, you just can't touch them. I mean, I feel as though just a hug round the shoulder is like a boost to the soul.
Yeah.
You can't do that. There is an awkwardness in me, deep-seated in me at the moment, because I'm a touchy person. I like to, you know, shake hands and you know, give people just a bit of encouragement. So my default is just to empathize in whatever way I can in order to give them the support.
Absolutely. And I'm really with you on that one. I feel very awkward because I'm really a tactile person, so I'll naturally go to touch somebody's arm when I talk to them, or I'll offer, you know, comfort or, you know, appreciation by touching somebody's back or their shoulder or their hand. Or so I completely understand. I'm very much with you in that one. As I do have to be so mindful the whole time, and it makes me appear awkward, I think.
I find myself actually doing sign language, even though I'm actually talking. I'm actually doing, you know, I'm feeling my heart's going out to you. You know, I mean, if ever we have a distraught person, it might be that, you know, their partners, they've had a problem with a partner or whatever, and they're in reception. All I want to do is hug them. And so I go up and I'm doing, I think I probably learned sign language. And of course, you can't pull your mask down to talk to them because that defeats the object of wearing a mask. So I step back sometimes and try and tell them how I'm, you know, how I'm feeling, and then put my mask on, and you know, it's just, anyway, it's hard. It
is. We rely on facial expressions so much, don't we?
Yeah, we do. But I believe that, you know, if you work with passion, it comes across, and my clients know that I'm passionate about making an experience for them a good one. There has been occasions where they've thought that I'm just a cleaner or a guest, because I float a lot around in the reception area, but it's only because I want them to, you know, if I'm making a cup of tea, I'll offer a client a cup of tea, and there's no charge. You know, it costs it's a cup of tea, but it's tea and sympathy.
Yeah.
And they're all there for a reason at the moment. Even our leisure clients, when they come back, you know, if they're waiting for a taxi or if they're waiting for their partner, it costs very little to just be kind.
Yeah, absolutely. It really does. It really does. So without giving any company secrets away, what can you tell us about you know, what the future holds for you guys, you know, as we start to see some light at the end of the tunnel? What does the future look like for you guys?
I think we're all going to go crazy. Rather than staying in a mediocre place because we're going to a concert or whatever, because concert's going to be a while before we're going to go for an experience. And I believe that the Chambers is going to be busy. I really do. I mean, I like to think that if I was going to go and stay somewhere, I want to make it count. I want it to be an experience that I've longed for, something to look forward to. We've got quite a few forward bookings already. And I think it's just going to be, people will push the boat out. Even though there's a lot of, there's going to be a lot of people in dire straits over their finances, they'll want some memories. And this summer will be the summer of staycations. People will stay in this, and, you know, Leeds has got such an amazing array of restaurants that will start to open. It's got a fabulous infrastructure, nightlife. I mean, it's vibrant. At the moment, it's a bit dead, but when it all comes back, I think the hospitality industry will come back. It will bounce back. You can never regain what you've lost, but I think that we'll survive. Absolutely. And it's going to be busy this summer, for sure. I hope so, anyway.
I don't doubt it.
Yes.
Brilliant. Well, Kristen, I could talk to you all day, I think. I could
We've already been talking before, and we thought we were going to this. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time this morning, and for the, you know, I have absolutely no doubt that as soon as we're allowed to travel, well, I want to come and stay. I'd like to come and have a
coming
to the Chambers.
We'll after you. Lovely to talk to you.
Lovely
Vicky.
to talk to you. Thank you so much, Christine. Take care, and we'll speak to you soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. What was your takeaway from today's interview? Please post it in the comments below and subscribe for all our upcoming videos, or click for the next video here.